What would be a reliable source of information?
Wikipedia, I guess. I mean,
the teacher said that's not.
Teachers are full of shit. All of my teachers told me that Mortal Kombat was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life. And it's like, wait a minute.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
Who?
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole.
Who?
It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
Hey everybody, this is On My Screens, a podcast where a man and his wife talk about the media they be on. My name is T.
My name is T.
And today we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. It's going to be a nice inter-season episode because we're not back on our Beast Wars shit. But I love Mortal Kombat, and I decided we really needed to talk about it on the week that it comes out because, you know, it's fucking Mortal Kombat, man. Like, it's going to be the shit. I love it. Yeah, we'll get into that. Anyway, so babe, what you been on? Have you been on anything?
Oh, yesterday I just watched that.
How was that?
It was a cool little family movie, I guess. I wouldn't watch it again. It wasn't that thrilling.
Thrilling? You expected Yes Day, a family film, to be thrilling?
Yeah, I thought they was gonna do some cool shit.
What other family movie?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen a family film that's been like, oh my god, that was good for the
Malcolm
entire
in the
family.
Middle,
That's
Bernie
not a
Mac
family
show.
film.
I know. Those are thrilling episodes. This is what keeps me coming back. They have good shit happening all the time.
These are sitcoms.
What else did I watch? I did watch something. What did I watch?
What'd you watch, babe? You didn't watch none of your Hulu original movies or anything?
Thunder Force.
Thunder Force, yep.
That's what I watched.
How was that?
I loved it. I would watch that again.
Who was in that? There was Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
And, I forgot the girl's. I forgot the
Don't
lady.
make me lie.
What's the black lady's name? Yeah, her. She was in it. Yeah, she has a black sidekick. But yeah,
It was cool.
she could turn invisible. The other girl had super strength. How'd you like it? What was it about?
Just like you said, superpowers. Ladies had superpowers. Out there trying to stop wrongdoers. It was okay.
This is a comedy as well, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
funny. I liked it. Good movie.
All right, cool.
I would recommend.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Not yesterday.
Not yet. Oh, you wouldn't recommend Yes Day?
Yeah, no.
Why not? What happened?
Like I said, it was like kind of boring. I don't know.
Was it boring or was it just like you knew exactly what was going to happen because it was all in the trailers?
I didn't know. They showed a bunch of stuff that I didn't see in the trailer.
But I mean, the gist of it was all in the trailers, right?
Yeah, as far as what happened in the movie, yeah.
Like Thunder Force looked like it was a lot of shit going on, but
It was action
Yes
packed
Day. I
and
don't know about that.
made you chuckle.
Yes Day.
No, Thunder Force.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your favorite movie, Yes Day.
That's your favorite movie.
That's not my favorite movie. I didn't watch any of it. But
I think that's it, though.
okay, well, the only thing I watched was King Kong versus Godzilla. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, no. We also watched...
What? Synchronic.
Synchronic.
Yeah, that movie was pretty good. I liked that movie.
I also liked it. I just didn't like the end, like I said.
Synchronic from 2019 starring Anthony Mackie. So he's yeah, I heard it. So he's got what? He's up 2 and then down 1 because Outside the Wire was absolute garbage. And then Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I like that. And then Synchronic, I like that. Minus, like you said, minus the end where it was just like, dude, just like do like a barrel roll backwards and like you're out of it. Like, what are you doing? Don't do this. Man. Like, oh, is he crying right now? All right, welcome back, our co-host. I hate his little stupid smile. Like he comes in, he's like, yes, I'm back. I'm back. Yes. But yeah, that movie was really cool. What was it about? It was about a guy who ends up there's this drug going around. He's a paramedic, and he keeps seeing a lot of children that are dead from what?
He smells like poop.
Oh, that's why he's crying, because he's full of dookie. Full of dookie.
We could wait.
Wait, you're gonna wait? You don't want to change him? You could change him.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
The movie is about Anthony Mackie. He's a paramedic, and he keeps finding these dead bodies of these kids that are taking this synchronic drug. And basically, the synchronic drug is basically you take it, and then it will transport you to a different part in time. Or a different point in time. Now, here's the problem with this. They only show the past, and as anybody knows, black people can't fuck with time machines. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of Louis C.K.'s, I don't know, one of those brilliant jokes where it's just like, dude, black people can't fuck with time machines. Like, don't. Anytime past, like 1978? You know what I'm saying? Really, like 1980? You really don't want to go back then because, the crack epidemic, war on drugs type shit. You definitely don't want to go back too far because civil rights are, they're fleeting. You know what I'm saying? So if you're black, you don't want to fuck with no time machine. And he has to keep fucking with a time machine in order to find his best friend, who is another paramedic. I have to find his daughter. And as he goes throughout the movie, he's testing the drug, which is called synchronic, and trying to figure out the limitations of the drug. So it's actually a really good movie. If anybody listens to this and needs a recommendation for a movie, go ahead and watch Synchronic. That movie was fucking dope. Anthony Mackie gives a good performance. Everything about the movie is pretty good, except for the last part where you're just like, there's many different ways we could have went about this. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's fine though. Also with this movie, I've been wanting to watch that for a while because I saw it on, there's a TikToker. I cannot remember his name, but the TikToker, he actually gives recommendations on, I guess, mind-bending movies, and that was one of the mind-bending movies that he had recommended. And I thought that it definitely lived up to the hype that he kind of put on it. Welcome back.
Okay.
So yeah, you liked Synchronic except for the end, right? That
Yes.
was like the one thing, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
It
but
reminded me of Quiet Place.
oh, where he didn't have to do what he did in order
Yes.
to
For his family to live.
right. He just basically no, spoiler alert. We're not gonna get into it, but anyway, what else? Is there anything else? I don't think I did. Oh, King Kong versus Godzilla. I was gonna make a standalone episode, but I'm too pussy to fucking record an episode by myself.
We
so.
could do that. We could do that next.
No. We're not.
I liked it.
I mean,
I've seen that like 2 or 3 times now.
Movie's old now, so like if we're gonna be talking about movies, like it's gonna be either when it comes out, because this movie just came out, or it's got to be
pretty old.
You know what I'm saying? 2019 back, 2020
I got
back.
plans to watch some stuff.
I'll bet it's not on the. Is it on the Google?
It's not on the Google Docs, but
Bang,
it's
bang.
in my lists.
Oh, you have lists. You have your own notes for stuff.
On my on my movie places that I'm planning to watch them on.
Oh, okay, fine.
I've been.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been.
That motherfucking Netflix list get long in a bit.
Shut
that
up.
motherfucker
No,
just keep
most
getting
of them
longer
are
and longer.
series,
I'm talking
though.
about mine. I'm not talking about yours. I still want to see that. What is it? Into the Borderlands and something. Not Into the Borderlands. That's like a kung fu show. That has that girl that's in Synchronic in it. The young girl. But no, the movie where they're like in Japan. You know what I'm talking about?
What are they doing there?
I don't know. It's like a game or something, and like they're playing the game.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do
but
know what you're talking about.
like, it's like, hey, we can't do this at this level or whatever. Like it looked really interesting, but that was something totally different. We'll probably maybe do an episode. I don't know, because that's like a whole show, and the show's kind of old, but not old enough to where it's like, hey, we need to get this out. But Mortal Kombat just came out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we watch it and then make an episode on it immediately, then I think we'll do a lot better.
Is that going to be too much for
What?
the background? Him slamming at the
I
door?
mean, it's not really going to matter.
Okay.
He makes all sorts of little noises. He usually
Okay.
doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know if you listen.
Keeps slamming his
If you
face.
listen to the episodes, then you would know how much he interferes with everything. I see he's interfering with these cords. You gonna grab him? Or
He hasn't done it yet.
all right, just don't want you to pull him away, and then he's like, I got you.
I got
rips it
it.
all out. Yeah, he's about to go hard. So yeah, that's it. Synchronic King Kong versus Godzilla. I haven't really been watching any TV shows. I've been real busy.
Did you like King Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really dope. I don't like how King Kong got. I feel like they both should have got, because if you haven't watched the movie, just go ahead and skip ahead. King Kong gets his ass washed 2 out of the 3 times that they fight, and
That he does.
it was just like, well, damn, this doesn't seem like a fair fight ever, like, except for the one time where he actually uses his fucking, I don't know, like ape abilities. And like the fact that he can grab things,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
because he
saying,
got
and
to be
throw
on
things
land.
and stuff like that. Yeah, but he
The
still
last time
lost.
he was in the water.
He lost the second fight
He was tired.
of the on land stuff. So I was like, well, damn, man, like, and then he kind of looks at Godzilla, and Godzilla looks at him like, don't fucking come back over here, man, because I will.
Lay down.
I will fuck you up again. Like, don't make me do it, kind of thing. And it's like, hey, we got this thing to fight. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, as we were saying, King Kong versus Godzilla. I don't know what the last
I
thing
thought
said
Godzilla was like super overpowered. It was stupid. I mean, but I've never, like I said, I don't have no reference for these movies.
I mean,
don't
he is
know.
the king of the monsters. So
I didn't know he had laser beam powers that shoot from his throat. I think that's stupid.
atomic breath.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
It's too much. I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, once King Kong got the weapon involved, he kind of won, and then like within 5 minutes, he was just like, he got beat again, and it was just like, what the hell, like.
But then they were on the same team.
Yeah, of course, because they had to fight Mecha Godzilla, which once again, just a wash. Like, why? I don't even know what they were thinking. Like, what was the plan of making
To
Mecha Godzilla?
not need the real Godzilla.
and to get paid for Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? Like for Godzilla services, but
Right.
without the real Godzilla.
Yeah.
Even though Mecha Godzilla wouldn't stand a chance against fucking regular Godzilla. Like, it just made no sense.
Got his brain
Ripped
melted.
his ass to pieces. Like, just didn't stand a chance. And then King Kong just happened to be there. But like, I'm sure Godzilla probably would have beat his ass by himself. Like,
He was getting beat up a little bit.
I mean, but really though?
Like King Kong kind of saved him a little bit.
But really though?
Yeah.
As soon as he had the little tomahawk, it was like, that's it. Like, why don't you just use that? He's over here biting and scratching. Like, nah, just atomic breath, tomahawk. Go ahead and just keep using that. But I digress. That's King Kong versus Godzilla. I watched any anime. Got back into Inuyasha.
I love that.
Trying to watch that. I'm gonna try to finish that before.
I think the farthest I've ever gotten on that is like season 3, but
because now there's a
not
new
deep.
show. There's actually a new show of Inuyasha I was telling you about. It's called like Yashihima or Hashiyama. I can't remember. The princess demon, and it's about Inuyasha's daughter and his brother Sesshomaru's daughters, his twin daughters. So that actually sounds kind of interesting.
so Inuyasha's nieces.
Yes, Inuyasha's nieces. I don't think Inuyasha or Rin or Sesshomaru, I'm not sure if they're in the show, because all the pictures and stuff that I see of the show, all the media, it just shows the girls. It doesn't show any of the adults, except for I think Kohaku might be there. But yeah, that's how that goes. We'll see. We'll frickin' see. But yeah, what are we here to talk about, babe?
Mortal Kombat.
I'm gonna do it again. Da, 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 da.
You can't just like add it in there and like pause.
I will. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm
But
gonna
you
edit
like
it.
you make a pause yourself. You can't just add in a pause to put in that part.
I do both, and then it sounds stupid. This is, what is this? Oh, Mortal Kombat 2021 movie starring some people. It's about MMA fighter Cole Young seeks out
Gonna put that in.
Earth's greatest champions in order to stand against the enemies of Outworld in a high-stakes battle for the universe. Now, starring Louis Tan as Cole Young, Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade, Josh Lawson as Kano, Joe Taslim as Bihan/Sub-Zero, Mahad Brooks as Jax, Matilda Kimber as some more what is that? Uninteresting people that we don't care about. Tadanobu Asano is Lord Raiden. Hiroyuki Sanada, who plays Hanzo Hasashi, a.k.a. Scorpion. Chin Han as Shang Tsung. Ludi Lin, Liu Kang. Max Huang as Kung Lao. That's pretty much it. That's all that really matters. Sissy Stringer is Melina Mel Jarnson as Nitara. Nathan Jones as Reiko. Oh, that's funny. Nathan Jones. I like him. I didn't know that was him. I couldn't even tell that was him. He's a big, huge guy that was in Ong Bak, which is a dope ass kung fu film. You should see it.
Sounds familiar, but
Ong Bak.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got damn, I can't remember the guy's name, but really good martial artist, and he like does a lot of kickboxing, like tiger uppercuts and shit. But anyway, that's the movie. That's the cast. And what were your thoughts on it, babe?
I loved it.
Oh, so you actually did love it?
Yeah, I didn't think that I would because I thought it was gonna be like the other movie.
What is the other movie?
The other Mortal Kombat movie that with the green screen.
Oh, you talking about Annihilation?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that one too as well, which I don't know why my brother put that on.
I didn't like that movie at all.
Yeah, it was
That
terrible.
was
That's pretty bad,
horrible.
man. But this movie, I really enjoyed this. And you know what's funny? So I was talking about this whenever I first heard, because the first person that I saw that did a review, because I wasn't going to make this episode. I was just going to watch the movie and then enjoy it. But then I was like, you know what? I watched Chris Stuckman, and Chris Stuckman was the first person that had a review up as far as I could see. And he was shitting all over it. And I was just like, what the fuck? And the first thing he says is, you know, I don't care about the lore. I don't care about any of this stuff. I thought it was just going to be a bunch of silly fights and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're not even a fan of Mortal Kombat. You're a fan of the so good it's bad Mortal Kombat, which that's not even what this movie was.
That's not what it was supposed to be.
That's not what the movie was, and that's what it seemed like a lot of people were expecting, was like this, like a silly Mortal Kombat. And it's like, dude, Mortal Kombat actually has some pretty good storylines. Like if you actually track the storylines, like I just showed you a couple intro videos of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat Deception. That's whenever the story really kicked off and gave like cinematic experiences to what was going on behind the scenes. Because in all of the other Mortal Kombat games, all they kind of do is do that little thing where, I don't know if you ever played in an arcade, like at a skating rink or something like that, but they would give you hints on the lore as the game was on like a loading screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if nobody's playing the game, it goes into demo mode, which shows like how the game is played, and then it would show like Liu Kang, a master of the White Lotus, and he and Johnny Cage, he is an actor from Hollywood, shown that he was selected for the tournament. He entered the tournament in order to prove that his stunts are real, that kind of thing. Like, it tells you the lore, but it doesn't show you the lore. Deadly Alliance, as far as I could tell, not talking about the end sequences, because there was a lot of end sequences in like Mortal Kombat 3, 4, and I think Gold, but all of those story beats are kind of explained in Deadly Alliance a lot better with visuals. You know what I mean? And that was kind of whenever I started getting really into what the Mortal Kombat lore is. I don't want to say really into because I'm not that deep into it, but the story is good and it's consistent. It's consistently good. So whenever I hear somebody talk about, oh, well, I just wanted to see some fight scenes and, you know, I wanted it to be silly and, you know, I just figured it would be dumb, mindless fun. It's like, not really, dude. Like, this is like Bloodsport with story and like magic and all that kind of shit. Like, they're shooting fireballs and stuff. So it's not Bloodsport. It's something totally different. So hearing him say that was just super disappointing. And all of the people that I saw that were on YouTube, they all looked like they hated it. Like, they were all just like putting their hand, you know, on their little thumbnails and shit. Their hands are over their fucking heads, and they're just like, I don't understand how this movie got made, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I fucking love this shit. I thought it was so cool. Like, they did everything that you expected them to do and everything that everybody is asking for. Like, it was super bloody. It was R-rated. They had fatalities. They had good fights. Like, a lot of the fights were really, really good, like the ones that they showed.
The flawless victory fatality was
like,
the best.
There's so much. Yeah, spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about this movie. So at the beginning, that's another thing. Another thing that I noticed was everybody was talking about how the first part of the movie was incredible, right? The first part where it shows Hanzo Hasashi, who's Scorpion, and his backstory, right? So the issue that I have with that is that a lot of people don't realize that, like, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are not the main fucking characters of Mortal Kombat. Like, they're just side characters. The main character is the champion, who's Liu Kang, and his crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, Scorpion's side story is just like a whole nother thing that they added in. So, honestly, if you really want to get fucking technical, that shit doesn't fit with what Mortal Kombat is. Who gives a fuck about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, that part is it was so different than the rest of the movie. It fucked up the tone of the movie. So whenever people are watching it, they're thinking that the whole movie is going to be this, like, I don't know, practical stuff with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, where, you know, this man is on a quest for revenge. But it doesn't come out like that because that's not what the story is. And, like, even though they take a lot of liberties with the movie where like, there's things in the lore that have been changed in order to make things kind of make sense on the screen. Like, the fact that everybody has powers is based off of their arcana. And their arcana is what happens whenever they get their mark. They get a mark. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Like, in regular Mortal Kombat, you just enter the tournament. Like, there's no chosen ones. It's just like, well, there is prophesized ones, but there's not. Everybody that has powers just has powers. You know what I'm saying? But that's, you can't translate that into a movie like that. So they came up with the Arcana system, where basically whenever you need it, it will manifest itself. Or whenever you
figure it out.
Yeah, whenever you figure out what your Arcana is, then it becomes what you are. And that's where Kano gets his laser eyes. Sonya gets her gauntlets. Like, in the video games, like, they're weapons. Like, she just has weapons that shoot purple rings out of her arms. Liu Kang, he's a Shaolin monk. He's a White Lotus monk, and he can shoot fireballs out of his hand. He can turn into a dragon. That's his thing. That, like, your animality is like a whole nother thing. Like, everybody just has that, right? Stryker, he doesn't have fucking powers. He just pulls out pistols and tasers and all that type of shit and billy clubs and stuff like that's what he does. So in the movie they explain it with arcanas. Arcanas are not in the game, but it fits if you're trying to make a movie about fucking Mortal Kombat. The Hanzo Hasashi story fits if you're trying to make a Mortal Kombat movie, but the fact is that it's not a necessary part. I just think it was, you got some good martial artists, let's give them a chance to shine. And we have a really cool fight sequence, you know what I mean? But the fact is, this is not whatever that Mel Gibson movie was, The Negotiator, or whatever the hell that movie was, where he goes back and gets revenge for... he's not the Punisher. Scorpion is not the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what this movie is about. But it gave everybody that sense, I guess that's the director's fault, but, like, it's a cool story to show. They tied it into this other character. Now, the one thing I did agree with is this Cole Young character.
Who?
Cole Young,
Who?
I have no idea. He's not in the games, but, like, my whole defense on that is that nobody's in the games until they're in the fucking games. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You can't look at somebody and be like, wait a minute, he's not been in Mortal Kombat 3. And it's like, well, yeah, this is Mortal Kombat 5. Who the fuck is Blaze in Mortal Kombat 5? Actually, he has a really good in-lore definition of who he is. But, like, who is Stryker? Stryker's just a cop that enters into the Mortal Kombat tournament. Like, it's not that... Like, nobody looks at Stryker and goes, oh, this dude, he wasn't in Mortal Kombat 2, so he doesn't belong. But for whatever reason, in the movie, everybody's like, Cole Young, who the fuck is that guy? He shouldn't be there. And it's like, nobody should be there. If that's the case, then the same 8 characters that were in, the 8 playable characters that were in Mortal Kombat 1 should be, that's the only people that should be in it. Doesn't make sense, so I kind of defend that. But the only problem is that his character sucks. Like, he's a shitty character. Who gives a fuck about this guy? It's kind of like in if you ever play Mortal Kombat, I want to say Deception. In Mortal Kombat Deception, there's a character that takes over for Liu Kang because Liu Kang gets killed in Deadly Alliance. Since Liu Kang gets killed in Deadly Alliance, they needed a new main character, and they came up with this character name. I want to say his name is Shujinko. And Shujinko he does like the bicycle kick. That's like his claim to fame is he does a bicycle kick like Liu Kang. You know what I mean? And he's actually the one that he brings out the Omni King, the Onaga, the Dragon King. And you know, it's a whole story. If you ever play fucking Deception, which is a long ass game, you learn about all of this stuff, and it makes sense. You can't do that in a 2-hour movie. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everything that they executed, except for that Cole Young character, was great. Like they did everything that they were supposed to do. Kung Lao was a fucking G. That was your favorite character. Why was he your favorite character?
He's always been my favorite character.
Right.
Since I started playing the games.
Like, see, like Kung Lao has like a story. And they explain it, like they tell it instead of showing it. But like I said, they wanted to show more of Scorpion and Sub-Zero's backstory, even though, like I said, they're not main characters. They're just the coolest characters,
they gave
I guess.
Some good shine to Kung Lao. I thought he was.
Oh, dude, Kung Lao had the best. He had the best fight scenes.
He was on there. Yeah, he shined.
He had the best his introduction whenever he comes up out of the floor.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh dude, that's exactly what you would think he would do. Like that's so cool. And then he throws the hat, and then every time he throws the hat, he catches it and he runs his hand across the brim. Like and it was just like, man, that shit is dope. Like that's exactly what you want from Kung Lao. Even Liu Kang. Liu Kang is probably the most boring protagonist in fighting game history. Like he's worse than fucking Ryu, and Ryu is, oh my gosh, like out of anybody, like man, like Ken is a more interesting character than Ryu, but you gotta have, without Ryu, you can't have Ken, because Ken is just all over the place. So Ryu kind of balances it out. But Liu Kang doesn't really have a character like that that's kind of on his level, because he's the chosen one. He's the prophesized blah, blah, blah. So he's kind of boring. But his character portrayal in the movie is great. Like you believe everything that he does. You believe every punch he throws, every kick. And I remember you were talking shit about him whenever you first saw him. He's like, who the fuck is this scrawny ass blah, blah, blah. And he takes his shirt off and fucking does like a Bruce Lee flex. And I was like, man, that motherfucker is jacked. Like he is that looks dangerous. The amount of the amount of body fat that he has, it doesn't seem healthy. You know what I'm saying? But does an incredible performance. Also, Josh Lawson. A lot of people were praising him. He's fucking great. Who's Kano, the Australian guy? Yeah. He was great in the movie. Minus his fight scenes. I didn't really like his fight scenes, but
he's a loser.
The fact is, like, I really wish it would have shown him do his that, like, he does like a, like, you know Blanca from Street Fighter? Like he flips into you and he like and goes like super fast and goes across the screen. It's a dope move. It's from Mortal Kombat 1. So like it's a dope move. I really wish they would have got, I don't know if Josh Lawson is an actual martial artist, but I really wish they would have got somebody that was a martial artist that could portray what Kano is capable of. Like they did, Cabal. Like they put Cabal in this movie, and it was like, Cabal is one of those characters where it's like, nobody knows what his fucking backstory is. Why is he in this movie? But they did him well enough to where it's like, he was kind of interesting. I want to see him in another movie. Was he didn't get killed or anything, did he?
No.
I don't think he did, right? He got away.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people that are on the Outworld side that is actually a human. You know what I mean? So it explains that whenever he's talking to Kano, he's like, "Oh yeah, you're still in the Black Dragon? Like, are you?" He's like, "I am the Black Dragon." He's like, "Are you sure? Because those guys are telling you what to do." And he's like, "They're not telling me what to do. I'm over here doing my thing." And he's like, "Okay." Smash cut to Cabal telling him what to do and him destroying the barrier that Raiden did. That was one thing I didn't like, was Raiden. Raiden was an asshole in this movie. Like Raiden is like zero help to anything. Like everything is just what do you call that? It's like he set everything up to kind of work out in the end, but like, man, that was, you're really pushing your luck with that Goro fight. Like then they were talking about Goro didn't look good. I thought Goro looked amazing. Like I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked like, I mean, as good as that World of Warcraft movie that came out a couple years ago. Like his whole fight scene, and it made sense. He sliced him open, like did a fatality on him too. Like everybody gets their due, and you see what Mortal Kombat is as a whole. I'm gonna put my fucking heart out there and say, I think this is probably the best what do you call that, video game movie that I've seen. I don't understand what all the hate is and why people are like, nah man, this shit ain't getting a part 2 and this is garbage. The movie,
I'm ready for the second one.
The movie cost $50 million to make. So like it didn't cost them anything to make it.
My family and went to go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, It's in theaters.
Yeah.
And then I saw it. It said theaters and
That's
HBO
what
Max.
that's a Warner Brothers thing, because Warner Brothers actually bought the rights to Mortal Kombat. Whenever they bought the rights to whenever they merged NetherRealm Studios, they bought it. So
They said they loved it.
dude, it was fucking good. I don't understand. I think a lot of people are judging this like they're not being fair with it. Like most movies that are like, I don't know, even if they're popcorn movies, like you're talking about a popcorn flick, but then you're saying, like, I remember Chris Stuckman was talking about the fight scenes, and he was talking about how he was expecting, he said that he was expecting some schlocky fight scenes with, some over-the-top action and over-the-top humor. And I'm like, first of all, Mortal Kombat's not really funny, first and foremost. Second of all, he starts talking about the cuts in between all the movies. And it's like, wait a minute. So you expected a bunch of comedians to be good at fighting and expected a bunch of like long takes and like you expected a Jackie Chan movie without Jackie Chan. It's like none of the, like, either you get the fights or you get the comedy aspect, but you don't normally get both. And if you do get both, it's Jackie Chan. You know what I'm saying? He's like the only guy that does that. So it's like, this isn't fair. You shouldn't be judging this like this. Like, it's, I don't know, the over the top and the action, like the only other movies are like, the Crank movies or, just the Jason Statham movies where it's just like super over the top, but there's like a bunch of cool fight scenes and like Jason Statham can fight. Like he can actually throw the kicks and the punches and shit. So it's like, I feel like it's pretty rare to get that. But if you're expecting that from a Mortal Kombat film, this ain't what you want. Like this ain't why did you come here to watch this? You know what I'm saying? And then you just have a bad idea of what it is going in, and then that first scene tells you that this is what the movie is going to be, and then you realize later on, oh no, this is not what the movie's going to be. It's going to be a Mortal Kombat movie. So it's like, I don't know what people were expecting. You go into the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you expect a talking hedgehog with blue fur. If you walked in and you said, wait a minute, why does this hedgehog have blue fur? Why is he talking? Like, you'd be like, no, motherfucker, this is Sonic. Like, this is what it is. Now, if you watch it and you go, well, if you're an actual fan, you go in and you go, oh man, Sonic looks great. Dr. Robotnik, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm willing to give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Cole Young, I don't know who the fuck that is, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Didn't deliver, you know what I'm saying? Because his story is just whack.
But he was okay.
But he was fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. He was fine. If he was just another character, like I said, I keep going back to fucking Stryker. I think it's because all this police brutality that's been in the news. But but if you put Stryker into the movie, he would not fit necessarily, but if people know about it in the movie, then they're like, oh shit, that's Stryker. Like, that actually makes sense that he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing, but it's frustrating to see people that I kind of look up to and like say, oh shit, that, like, I would like to do what they do, and then they go in with, first of all, preconceived notions. Second of all, like I said, whenever I was talking about I forgot what WandaVision, whenever they come in with ideas that come from other people and they don't, they're not giving any credit, no nothing, they're just acting like we just came up with our own shit, and it's like, well, wait, you guys are all saying the exact same thing, like with the exact same cadence and everything. It's like you heard somebody else say it and then you said it. So I don't know, like it's just odd to see. But whenever people have weird expectations on stuff, like if I were to see a Transporter 4 movie and it had Jason Statham, I know exactly what I'm going into. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what this is going to be. I'm not going to say, how did he scrape that bomb off of the bottom of that car? By flipping it off of a ramp. Scraping it off of a crane. Off of a crane. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to look at that and go, oh, that's totally unrealistic. This is bullshit. I can't believe this movie thinks that we're so stupid. Hey, motherfucker. Like, what are you talking about? That's what this movie is.
He did it.
Like, come on. Give me a break. Like, he's going to drive in between these two semis and he's going to cock that bitch up on two wheels. There's no way that he could do that, but he's the transporter, so I understand that he can do that. You don't go into a Superman film talking about how come he has laser vision now. He has laser vision. We know that this is what's gonna happen. If you want to talk about the writing or the dialogue or the script, okay, I get that. But as far as like being mad that the movie wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't as comedy heavy or it wasn't as kung fu heavy, which it was. Like every character gets a moment to shine. Every character has a fight sequence where you're like, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, I have no idea how this is going to play out. Like, you see Natara, who's like a Mortal Kombat Gold character that nobody gives a shit about, and you're like, oh, this bitch is dead. You see Raiko, he's another character. This motherfucker's dead. I don't even know who they are. Like, they've been in 1 or 2 games. And then you see them, and it's like, oh, fatality. Like, matter of fact, I think both of those guys got fatality. And that's the other thing. My brother was talking about this. He was talking about Mortal Kombat. He's like, I don't understand why they're in the tournament. Stop. They're not in the tournament. They say that multiple times in the movie, that they're not in the tournament. Shang Tsung is breaking the rules like he always does. Like Shao Kahn always does. Once again, if you knew the rules and you knew what Mortal Kombat was, you would look at that and you'd go, oh, that's exactly what you would expect. In the old movie, you know what I'm saying? They did those old movies, no offense, but they did them so poorly that that's what people think Mortal Kombat is. And it's like, no, it isn't. Like, Shang Tsung is breaking the rules. This movie was to set up who these people are. They didn't even have Johnny Cage in it. Johnny Cage is one of, like, if there were 5 main characters, he's top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's Raiden, Liu Kang, it's probably Johnny Cage. Like, that's the only other guy that you can really, you know, put your name on. But the tournament hasn't even started. They're just establishing, hey, these are what the tournament rules are. And they made this movie for $50 million. So with another 50, they could probably make another one and make their money back. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if they're going to make it back during these times because we watched it on HBO Max. But the fact is, I mean, it didn't cost that much to make. And hopefully with our subscription, they're getting their money back. And with the subscriptions that they've been getting, that they're getting their money back. So I mean, I would expect another one to come out. I don't know, I feel like they like that first part of the movie and then the rest of the movie is just like, and matter of fact, that end part of the movie, it seemed like that first part of the movie and the end part of the movie were like their own film, but then that middle part where it's actually Mortal Kombat, that's where it's like, we need another director on this. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really wouldn't focus a lot of the focus was paid to Hanzo Hasashi, which is Scorpion, and his bloodline, all this kind of stuff. If you're going to put that in there, fine. But, like, you have to make that person important. Why wouldn't you just say that Hanzo Hasashi he's the main character, right? He's the Scorpion. And then have Johnny Cage or have Liu Kang be the whatchamacallit. Like, it's like they didn't want to ruin the lore that was already established, which, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Like, They didn't want to ruin what they already had as far as lore. But yeah, man, I don't know. Jax, he did one of his fatalities. You see Kung Lao, he does his fucking fatality, which is awesome, and it's shown on screen, and it's done like all in like one shot. You see exactly what's happening. Everything about it was, I just thought it was really good, man. I thought everything about it. Shang Tsung was fucking perfect. Shang Tsung was perfect. Scorpion was perfect, minus the fact that he's just not in it very much, but he's not supposed to be. He has a vendetta against Sub-Zero. He doesn't really care about the tournament. Sub-Zero has a vendetta against Scorpion. He doesn't really care about the tournament, but he's there representing Lin Kuei. See, look, I'm going too deep. But the fact is, all of these people and all of these performances were all great. Cole Young even was fine, but it's just like, the script was so poor and his character was so poor that like they threw like his wife and daughter into the mix, and it's just like, who cares about these people? Like, are we supposed to care about these people?
Yeah.
Like at the end, whenever they got frozen, and it's like, I mean, I guess they're gonna live like this. What? You know what I'm saying? Like,
They should have died.
yeah, this sucks.
Just, yeah.
And then the other thing that I didn't like was the fact that they had to kill somebody in order to get the mark. But then at the end of the movie, they're like, we still need to find other participants for the tournament.
It makes me wonder if Johnny has a mark already.
That's what I'm saying. Are we choosing Johnny Cage, or is he already a chosen one?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I want to know.
Because it didn't come from his bloodline. Like, who are the chosen ones? Are they coming from bloodlines? Because why is Sonya not a chosen one? Are you kidding?
Well, she is now because she killed
No.
Kano.
She killed Kano, though, which is another thing where it's like, all right, you should. Why would you kill Kano?
To get his mark.
But why would you kill? Kano is an OG. He's an OG villain. He's one of the few villains.
Not no more.
That's like killing Shang Tsung in the first movie, and you're like, oh well, fuck. Like, and then the other thing, Shang Tsung didn't get to steal no souls. He only stole Kung Lao's, which
The most important soul that he could have taken.
yeah, because Kung Lao seemed to have everything figured out, and everybody else was just kind of going off of what he said. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. Like this movie was dope, man. I'm disappointed that so many people did not like it. I think this is going to be one of those situations where it's like on Rotten Tomatoes, where it's like critics' response is like 30%, but then like the audience response is like 80%. Because if you know anything about Mortal Kombat, this was dope. And before this, there was other Mortal Kombat media that was out there where they made a Mortal Kombat television show. It was like a web series with Michael J. White and one of the girls. I can't remember this chick's name. I can see her face perfectly, but she plays Sonya, and she's not even in the second season because they couldn't pay her or something, or she went to go do an actual TV show because she's like a real actress, just like Michael J. White. They get them in there, and then like Baraka's like a plastic surgeon who puts all these lip fillers and shit all into his face, and then he's like, he gets like, disbarred from being a doctor, and whenever he does that, he's like, all right, I gotta put these blades in my arms, and it's like, I guess, man, like, if people were fine with that and we're talking about, hey, we need to have a season 3 of Mortal Kombat Legacy, I think that's what it was called. If they were talking about that bullshit where it's like, this has almost nothing to do with Mortal Kombat. Where's the tournament? What is this? Who cares? We're making a whole nother thing and we're rebooting it. Then fine. This is the closest thing to what we should expect from a Mortal Kombat movie, and I don't understand why people go into these kinds of things without doing their research. Like, Mortal Kombat has been popular for almost 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You can't go in expecting like everything to be explained or everything to be portrayed the way that you expect it to, but it's definitely there. Like in the execution on this film, I mean, it shows that. I don't understand. I don't get it. What do you think, babe? What do you think? Like,
I think it's a great movie.
I'm really passionate about this, like, as you can tell, but T is not really, you know. But I'm just saying, the what do you think about everybody not enjoying this movie as far as like the professional guys, the professional pundits?
It makes me wonder what they're thinking, because I don't understand how you could not enjoy it.
So it's got a 6.4 on IMDb. I want to see.
What, out of what, 10?
Yeah, out of 10. Mortal Kombat. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see.
No.
What do you think the first Mortal Kombat has?
Horrible scores.
Nah, you watched the second one. You're talking about Annihilation. We're talking about Mortal Kombat. Let's see. Look at that. Look, I was right. So Mortal Kombat on Rotten Tomatoes is sitting at a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is actually not that bad. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe I was looking at the wrong reviewers, but 55%, that's damn near fresh, because fresh is 60%. So, but the audience score is 87%. It's damn near 90%. So, like, the people that actually watch Mortal Kombat or play Mortal Kombat, they're like, oh, dude, this is as good as we could expect. It has everything that we asked for from the previous films that were not in it. Like, there were no fatalities in the first and second Mortal Kombat movies. There was there was barely any blood. Like, it's like everything was just so bloodless, and it's like, what is this? Like, what are we here for? You know what I'm saying? Everybody looks silly, like they look stupid. Nobody looks stupid in this movie, and they have their regular, actual, I don't know, outfits on. Like, they have their video game accurate clothing on. Everybody looks ridiculous, but it works with the aesthetic. Like, Raiden looked fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? He looked fucking dope. Kung Lao looks awesome. Liu Kang, exactly like he's supposed to look. Like, yeah. What the dumbest thing that they had was probably old girl with the wings. All of Shang Tsung's dudes are pretty dumb. Cabal, I don't know why they chose the Cabal from like the new games. Like, They probably should have used the old games Cabal. He actually, in my opinion, he looks doper. Like he has like dreads and like instead of like, you know that smoke mask that he had on? Like, it doesn't look like a gas mask. It's like red goggles. He looks like, you know, on Killzone?
Yeah.
Remember the I forgot what the damn aliens are called, but the bad guys in
The Hellgas?
Yeah, thank you, babe. God, that was a good pull. Shit. I love that. Yeah, the Hellgas. I can't believe you remember that. Like,
I played that game all the time. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, the Hellgas. Yeah, the Hellgas. He looked like a Hellgas minus the helmet. You know what I'm saying? So like, just imagine how Hellgas actually looks like. You know, the figure, and that's what he looked like. I think that's pretty dope with the hooks and all that kind of shit. The audience score is, so according to the audience, this is universally liked, but for the pundits, the people that are supposed to, you know, I guess supposed to know movies, they're like, nah, this movie was terrible. What were they thinking? And it's like, nah, this is right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but this is right. That was exactly what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's going to translate into money spent. You know what I mean? Which is depressing, because it's like, who's going to see this? Who's this for? Who's going to see this? Is it going to be people that expected a Schindler's List, or is it going to be people that wanted a Mortal Kombat film? You know what I mean? You want Sonic the Hedgehog? This is Sonic the Hedgehog minus Dr. Robotnik. Like, Dr. Robotnik's the only thing that's like just weird here, and the main character, the main human character, like, why is he there? Who cares? Like, Sonic is there. That's what we're here for. We're here for Sonic. I don't know, maybe I'm just able to compartmentalize this better, but if something sucks as the source material, then it sucks. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know, it's just depressing. It's just depressing that it's like, it almost feels like people got paid to say this movie fucking sucks. And it's I don't know, it's just good. Like, it's exactly what everybody is looking for. Ooh, shit. Maybe we should watch Demon Slayer. That motherfucker got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even know what that is. That's that show that you were looking at whenever whatever we were watching went off, and then you were like, damn. And she was biting onto that staff, and he's like, you don't have to turn into a demon.
Yeah. That's
Demon Slayer, so I don't know. Maybe that's good. But yeah, man, look, I'm done. I'm done with my rant. I'm done with my rave, because I love this movie. I give it probably about I'd give it a 4 out of 5 only because of that Cole Young character. If he was a little bit better and his story was told better, then it'd be a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Because just like Shujinko, where he comes in and you're just like, who the fuck is this asshole? Like, this ain't Liu Kang, and Liu Kang is dead. What are we gonna do? Like, who knows? But they executed his story. They executed his story so well that it was like, oh shit! Like, actually, Shujinko, that's the dude. Like, I'm with it. I understand everything that he is all about. You know what I mean? So I can't hate on him. But yeah, so that's it, man. That's Mortal Kombat. This episode actually ended up being a lot more filled than I expected it to be. I expected this episode to kind of suck because I haven't been on my job as far as watching stuff. But nothing has been on my screens lately. But Mortal Kombat, that shit really riled me up, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like when people steal shit. I don't like when people have like these weird opinions on shit. And it's like, how do you have this opinion whenever you don't even, like, literally, you say that you don't like the lore. So what are you expecting? You expected Mortal Kombat Annihilation 2. And that's even worse. Like, you expected this movie to be that. That's terrible. Like, that's insane. But, you know, it happens. And I'm sure this will not be the last video game movie that does not get its just due, because this was fucking good. And now it makes me want to watch Tomb Raider and see what that was, because I heard that movie was pretty good too. So I don't know. That shit got me hot. But anyway, you got anything else, babe? You
Nope.
No. Nope.
Nope.
No work today.
I got work.
I appreciate you sitting through my rant and chiming in every once in a while. But yeah, if anybody wants to hear this, man, if anybody wants to hear me get passionate about some shit, it's about shit that's like This is already established. I don't know, man. This is exactly what we're asking for. We got it. And the critics are saying, it's still not good. Like, yeah, what do you expect? What do you want? And then you hear, well, it's not like the first movie. It's not like the second movie. It's not funny. It's not, bitch. What are you talking about? What do you think this is? What are you gonna do about it? Put your hand down. Why your hand move? You got a problem, tough guy?
My buy one get one free nothing but cake coupon expired on the 17th.
Hey, all right, man. So we're done. We're done talking about Mortal Kombat. I guess we talking about some bullshit.
I'm so sad.
What are you talking about? What was it from? T-Mobile Tuesdays?
No, it was from Nothing But Cake. They said, here you go.
Man, who gives a fuck?
I wanted to go do it. It was buy one, get one.
I guess, man. Oh, you could have got me a cake.
Yeah, now I got to pay full price for 2.
No. I don't want a cake. Never mind. Jesus. Gosh. Anyway.
So sad.
Look, man. Yeah. Let me see.
We would highly recommend Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend Mortal Kombat. I fucking love that movie. That movie was dope. Like, I think I'm gonna go watch it again while I edit. It was really good. It's exactly what anybody that plays or has watched Mortal Kombat and wished that there was more. It's exactly that and more. Like, we even get Cole Young. Who? And then he's a shitty MMA fighter too. So like he loses and stuff. And it's like, well, he's not shitty, but like he takes fights on short notice. You know, he's not in the UFC or anything. But then you got Johnny Cage, a much more interesting character. Like, this guy is in movies. Like, if you know Johnny Cage's backstory, then you'd be like, why didn't they just put him in it? Where he could be the guy that instead of just being a fucking loser MMA fighter, he's like a big Hollywood actor that does all this shit and everybody thinks it's fake. And then he goes, oh, it's not fake. No, I can do all this stuff. And then they're like, no, you can't. And then he goes, bet I'm going to enter this tournament because you guys don't think I can fight. I can definitely fight. I can do all that green moving shit. Like, people don't even, I guarantee Chris Stuckman doesn't even know what the green shit is. You know what I'm saying? Where he throws the ball, you know, and it zooms across the screen. Look, I'm diving back in. I'm sorry. Look, thank you everybody that's listening. You can find us at onmyscreenspod.com. Check us out on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at onmyscreenspod. You can check out our Patreon at onmyscreenspod or email us at onmyscreens@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. I've been T.
I've been T.
And we out. Peace. Mortal Kombat. Oh, they actually put that in the movie, but it was like a little different, and it was like a little bit more subdued, and it wasn't just like fucking nailing you with the techno beats. You know what I'm saying? So
you made my phone play a movie.
I'll try to do that. I'll try to put that in the end. All right, y'all. Bye.